Today, we're talking about Way 33, which deals with the risks and benefits of nuclear energy. In general, one positive thing about nuclear energy is that it releases massive amounts of energy with a short amount of mass. It releases more energy than any reaction that we know today, more than chemical reactions, more than electrical reactions. It's the biggest product of energy that we know today. One negative aspect is that radioactivity produces waste products, and depending on how long those half-lives are, we have to find a way of storing those radioactive emissions over a long period of time. So this usually happens with fission reactions like uranium-235. It has a long half-life. It takes several thousands of years in order for this to decay over time, and that's one of the drawbacks. Another drawback is that these radioactive particles can damage DNA and cause cancer. So let's look at some problems that deal with benefits and risks of nuclear energy. It says nuclear fission has been used to produce electricity. However, nuclear fusion for electricity production is still under development. The notations of some nuclides used in nuclear reactions are shown in the table below. State one potential benefit of using nuclear fusion instead of the current use of nuclear fission to produce electricity. Okay, if you notice that the nuclides used in fusion have shorter atomic masses compared with fission, and if you look up the half-lives of each of these nuclides, the half-life of this is much, much shorter compared to the half-life of uranium. So it takes longer for this to decay into stable isotopes. As a result, this is going to release radioactive waste much longer compared to fusion. So possible answers include that fusion process produces less radioactive waste. You could have also said that fusion produces more energy per gram of reactant, and this is true in general. Fusion always produces more energy compared to fission. And the fusion reactant material is more readily available. Things like hydrogen and hydrogen-3 are much more readily accessible than uranium-233 and uranium-235. What is one benefit associated with nuclear fission? It is not true that nuclear fission products are not radioactive. They are. And stable isotopes aren't used. It's unstable ones that we want for fission. And there is a chance of biological exposure that can lead to DNA damage. So the answer is 4. A large amount of energy is produced. Next question. One benefit of nuclear reactions is? When you think of any nuclear reaction, you should be thinking of the massive amounts of energy produced. So choice 4 is correct. Which phrase describes a risk associated with producing energy in a nuclear power plant? If you recall, nuclear power plants use fission reactions and nuclides like uranium-235 and 233, and these have long half-lives. As a result, the waste products produced need long-term storage in containers, and these will release radioactivity over several thousands of years. So choice 3 is correct. What is one benefit associated with nuclear fission reactions? You can see that they're asking the question in a different way. Okay, you should have gone with choice 4, a large amount of energy produced. So when you think of nuclear reactions, think one positive benefit is that it produces massive amounts of energy. In general, fusion produces more energy than fission and is actually preferred. But radioactivity from these waste products, especially with long half-lives, will take forever to decay, and radioactive particles can damage DNA and lead to cancer. So there are both costs and benefits to using nuclear energy. Hopefully this was helpful, and thank you for watching.